رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be again in the help and the aid of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. May Allah remove their hardship and give them ease after this difficult time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give shifa to those who are sick and protect us and our families, our children, and all of our brothers and sisters everywhere, inshallah ta'ala. We are still studying Surah Al-Waqi'ah, and for those who have not memorized the surah, it will be maybe a good chance to memorize it as we explain it, because it's much easier to memorize when you understand it versus just saying versus saying verses. That's weird. Yeah, yani ayat without understanding the meaning of it. So understand, by the way, for those who want to memorize, especially when they get a little older, mashallah, the kids have very good memory, much better than us. But if you want to memorize the Quran at an older age, understanding helps a lot. So rather than just saying words without knowing what you're saying, you learn the meaning and then you memorize the ayah. Of course, it will take longer, but your memorization will be better. And the purpose of the Quran is to understand it, obviously. Last time we were talking about the sabiqun, the forerunners or the vanguards, as we said, those who are in the front lines, basically. Those who are not okay with being mediocre just to make it. We want to be at the top, and that's what they try. أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم. We talked about that. ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين. على سرر موضونة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the beds in Jannah because I know just Fajr, probably most of us are still sleepy. I don't know if it's wise to talk about beds, but surur sometimes and furush sometimes. There is a difference between sarir and firash. When you want to talk about how beautiful it looks versus how comfortable it is, both things are important to us. When I was young, I used to wonder, why do we make our beds since we're going to go at the end of the day and mess it up again? Right? You make it up in the morning and you come at night and again you mess the whole thing up. Then why do you make it? Keep it messed up. When you make the bed and you put the pillows and the blanket, does it not look better? Even when you want to come sleep at the end of the day, it feels like it's calling to you. Well, for me, it's always calling to me. But yeah, so this is surur. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the way they look, mawduna, the fibers are made out of, the Mufassirin say, silver and gold intertwined. The fabric of the bed sheets are gold and silver. Of course, you might say, but this not is not comfortable. Gold and silver. Well, gold and silver in Jannah is not the same as our gold and silver, obviously. Plus, for us, the way things look make a difference. True or not? Even if the look has nothing to do with the purpose, like food, we gave this example before. You can make food, uh, my favorite example, biryani. Get some rice, some spices, some stuff, just put all the stuff together and try it afterward. Maybe it tastes okay, but it looks all mashed up. Versus, when they make it nice and they put the colors even. Sometimes they put colors. These colors have no flavor, just to look better. When you go to a fancy restaurant, even the way they cut the cucumbers and they put them on the side and they put, if this is not going to change the flavor. It's just presentation, right? The way it looks, because we care about looks as well. Same thing, the bed, even though it's for comfort before anything else, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to know the beds in Jannah, they look very nice as well. على سرر موضونة متكئين, متكئ, leaning on these beds. You can be either sitting or leaning or completely lying down. Lying down is when you're about to sleep, right? This is when you're about to sleep. Sitting is okay, but when you're leaning, that's when you're the most comfortable. You're not about to sleep and you're not sitting up completely. If you see the movies, always the kings are always leaning on their couch. I don't know if you watch movies or not. But anyhow, so متكئين عليها متقابلين, facing each other. And we said before, what makes Jannah beautiful is not only Jannah itself, but the people of Jannah. When you know your neighbor is, brother so and so from uh, Masjid Bilal, inshallah, you say, oh my God, in the dunya he was in my face, and in the akhirah, wherever I go, this guy is. Subhanallah, that brings back memories when you used to come to the masjid and wake up early for Fajr, and sometimes it's difficult, sometimes you don't feel like it, sometimes, Shaitan will try to convince you not to come in many different ways. We said that yesterday. So the beauty of Jannah is the inhabitants of Jannah, especially when you are closer to the higher levels, the prophets and the companions of the prophets. And this is, and we mentioned before, one of the scholars he says, if there was nothing in Jannah except Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, it is enough for us. Forget about the gardens and the Hur al-Ain and the castles, and everything is on one side, but being with the Prophet ﷺ and his companions makes Jannah worth it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us Jannah. Inshallah, we'll continue